Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a food delivery service that brings you fresh, pre-portioned ingredients so that you can make a meal in about 30 minutes. HelloFresh is a great way to break out of recipe ruts, and there are so many options to choose from. They're veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals, so you can feel great about the food choices that you're making and stick to your goals. You can customize your meals with Hello Custom by swapping sides or swapping proteins or even adding proteins to vegetarian meals. Fall is a busy time of year, but HelloFresh is a great way to be able to bring a home-cooked meal right to the table in about 30 minutes. And now that it's getting a little bit colder, it's the perfect time to make cozy sweets. You can get your kids involved with limited edition family baking kits. And HelloFresh partners with Plastic Ban, keeping 10 million plastic bottles from entering the ocean every year. And pre-portioned ingredients means less prep and less food waste. And this week, my family's favorite meal was a chickpea-powered Mediterranean bulgur. So if you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, click the link down below or go to hellofresh.com and use my code emmymade65 to receive 65% off and free shipping. Big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. Today I'm going to be tasting another international ration. If you've missed my other ration taste tests, international and domestic, I will point you to the playlist down below where I've tried so many different rations. And today we're going to be tasting this ration. This ration comes from Latvia. It's a Latvian Armed Forces ration. And based on the size of it, it looks like it might be a 1-meal ration. And right on the package here, it lists the entire contents, both in Latvian and in English. And this is the ration number 1. It says total content is 8,792 kilojoules or 2,103 kilocalories. Right at the very bottom there. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. I love this knife. I just found it. I have neglected it sorely. It is rusting. I got this when I lived in Japan. It's a very simple knife. It uses this little lever here to open it. There's no lock to it. It just holds with friction. From my understanding, these were carried by school children to sharpen their pencils. It's just a very simple pocket knife. They've since, of course, changed laws and kids cannot bring these to school. I actually picked this up at the hardware store for, I believe, less than 500 yen, so less than $5, so very inexpensive. I believe the original style is higonokami. I think that's a name that can only be used by the traditional manufacturers of this, so this would be that style or in that vein, but really love this knife. And sharp. And that's what it looks like inside. It looks like we have a can of some kind. We've got our entree in a can. It's going to be our main dish. And this looks like it's chicken with rice. A couple packets here. Bonita citric slices. Some sort of dried fruit, maybe? Rice porridge. We have a little sundries pack. And here we have coffee. Spoon. Fruit drink of some kind. Green tea. 2 sticks of gum. So that was in this Ziploc bag, which is resealable. Very handy. Okay, this looks like some rye bread, a couple jams, strawberry and apricot. Looks like a combination of raisins and cranberries. Okay, so another resealable package, and this contains stove, little box of safety matches, a rubber band, that's handy, and 4 tablets of fuel. I would say this is probably pretty equivalent to an MRE in terms of what is offered in terms of snacks, drinks, and a main meal. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give this a taste. First thing we're gonna do is get our stove going. So I'm gonna bend these up like this, so you can get little legs. Just makes a little basket like that. And then take some of these fuel tabs and use our great box of matches. I love that. Slide them open. Oops. Sometimes I need some coaxing to light, and it's often hard to see if they've ignited, but all right, I think we're going now. Now we're going to open up this can here, see what we got. It's It's chicken and rice. Oh, look at that. It smells like chicken and rice soup. It smells great. So we're gonna place that. I'm gonna just use this kind of like a handle. Place that right on top. It's already starting to heat up. Amazing. This is of course pre-cooked and you could definitely eat it cold. But like most foods, it will taste better warmed up. And let's try some other things while that's very vigorously cooking. Rice porridge. Can't tell if it's sweet or salty. That's what it looks like. And now I'm going to add some hot water to that. It smells a little bit like mushroom soup. All right, we're going to let that sit. Bonitas citric slices. In the English translation of this, it just calls them citric slices, so I'm not sure what they are. Let's see. They're citric slices indeed. They're candies. Oh my gosh. In the shape of little citrus slices. Oh my gosh, how adorable. We'll have these for dessert. While I have my hot water hot, I'm gonna make the coffee right into the canteen cup. Add some hot water to that. And I'm also going to make the green tea as well. We're gonna also make our last drink, which is a lemon strawberry drink of some kind. Lemon strawberry orange apple. Oh, this is the tea bag. Oh no. This isn't a bag at all. It's a wet wipe. I thought it was some kind of beverage, but it's actually a wet wipe. That's good. We'll clean our hands. You hear the rain? It is raining hard outside. Gosh. So there's our main course. And let's open up our snacky fruits. And this looks like a combination of tiny raisins along with dried cranberries. Some very dark bread. Oh yeah, it smells like rye. Very distinctive. 2 slices of bread, very dense. Reminds me of some of that German bread. We'll have that along with our jams. Looks like my apricot one's a bit dry. I think maybe it had a little leak in it. If you compare it to the strawberry, which is quite glossy and shiny, this one's like a puck. So I think I'm gonna pass on this one. I'm gonna slather some of this bread with that. That's the full meal. We have everything here. Our rice has rehydrated and there's very little water at the bottom now. Pretty fluffy. Itadakimasu. It's a bit softer than just regular rice, but it's not quite so soft that it's like a porridge or an oatmeal. It's definitely savory and mushroomy. Tastes a lot like vegetable bouillon with some mushroom flavor. Pretty salty. Perhaps I needed to add more water to this so it's a little bit more like a soup, but as it is, it's not bad. It's like a rice pilaf. Very heavily seasoned, salty, but filling. The texture's a little bit strange. Granules are a little bit spongy, but not bad. Now let's try the chicken, and I have to say it looks a little bit like cat food, but it smells great. Chicken and carrots as well. That's good. Unlike the rice porridge, it is not overly salty. Perfectly seasoned in my opinion. Very generous amount of chicken in there. Very tender and really good. That's a really tasty little stew. Let's have some on the bread. Here we go. The bread is quite dense. It's got a little bit of sweetness to it and a little bit of a tang. So kind of like a sourdough, similar to some German rye breads that I've had. I prefer the stew by itself. I find that because it's not so salty, it is really great just on its own. With the bread, it's a little bit too dry. It reminds me a lot of the main entree in the Polish ration I had, which was also quite good. Alrighty, now that I have the bread out, why don't I have the bread with the strawberry jam? Here we go. I think I'm just not a real huge fan of this style of bread, but it's not bad. With the strawberry jam, it does make it feel a little bit more like a dessert. This bread's a bit tangy too. It's got some of that fermented sourdough flavor to it. So I would definitely add more jam to this. Alrighty, let's wash that down with some coffee. Coffee in my canteen cup, here we go. It tastes slightly burnt. Truck stop coffee, good in its own right. Now let's have it with our little snacks. These are some dried cranberries and raisins. Great snack. I always say I'm not a huge raisin fan, but when I have them, I like them. So I guess I am kind of a raisin fan. And I love dried cranberries. These cranberries are sweetened. So along with the cranberry tang, it has a nice little sweetness to them. Great. Now let's wash it down with some of our green lemon tea. Ooh, that tastes more appley. It doesn't taste like green tea to me at all. It tastes like an apple lemon drink. I like that. Warm, fruity. Alrighty, let's polish that down with a little citrus slice bonbon. I'm gonna taste this one to see if it's pink grapefruit. Love pink grapefruit. Here we go. Citrus candies flavors are my favorite. Great. Candy, hard candy, lovely citrus flavor. It reminds me of Hall's vitamin C drops. My favorite. My dad would get them for me when I was sick. Love them. And that's what this reminds me of. My kids are also huge fans of citrus flavored candies, so I will save the remainder of these for them. Lastly, let's finish with a power gum. Spearmint. Gosh, it's really coming down hard. Okay, we have a white stick of gum. It tastes almost exactly like Wrigley's Double Mint. Except it's a little bit different color. It's not gray. Same exact flavor. Love it. Minty, but sweet. Very, very familiar. Alrighty, my loves, there you have it. That was the Latvian Armed Forces meal. This is meal number 1, and I would say pretty good. I was very, very happy with the chicken and rice. Quite tasty. I'm not a huge fan of this style of bread. I don't think this is any fault to the ration itself, but all in all, pretty comprehensive. Hit all the spots, and I really love the citrus candies. But, you know, that's a matter of personal preference, but love that. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to try HelloFresh for yourself, click the link down below, or head to HelloFresh.com and use my code emmymade65 to receive 65% off and free shipping. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! All right, back to this fruity tea. I don't like fruity teas, but I like this one.